to set your destiny. Do not let anyone deter you from your life, your choices, and your dreams. It's all about you. Honey, through the humps and the bumps, you'll be all right. Speak for impact. Here to make a change and not stay the same. Here to make a change and not stay the same. Here to make a change and not stay the same. Speak for impact. Here to make a change and not stay the same. Here to make a change and not stay the same. Speak for impact.
Welcome to another episode. Nexxlegacy and Speak for Impact. Hey Charles, how you doing today?
What's up, young lady? Hey, I'm glad that we are here. We are back and we are better than ever.
Yes, it seems so long since I've seen you since we didn't have that Friday episode, but I can say I missed you.
I missed you more. I missed you
Oh,
more. But we got a lot going on. So I'm looking forward to this summit and other summits in between. But I'm glad you're here. You have been missed for real.
yes, well, thank you. And to all y'all out there, thank you for joining us. And I'm going to ask you to join us live. There's a link on YouTube if you want to be on camera and join the conversation. Especially, it's Women's History Month. I want to recognize you women. Some say Women's International, right? Because we are international, aren't we, Charles? I remember you told me we
Absolutely.
was international, right?
Absolutely.
Next level.
We're all over, all live, not just YouTube. We're Facebook, we're Discord, we're on the station. We are beyond international. We are universal.
Yes, so please show your beautiful faces on camera. So if you have a business out there you want to talk about, or if there's a topic you want to talk about, please join us because this is all about empowerment, y'all. But empowerment comes from trials and tribulations and us being resilient. So I like to share my little stories because I need advice and I want to hear your input.
You know
I
what? We've come a long way since our first one last year. We have really come a long way, and so much so where, we honestly we have a sponsor that we could give a shout out to as well. So
Yes,
big,
Ollie
Speak for
Pop.
Impact. Next Legacy is sponsored by Olipop, healthy
Yeah.
prebiotic soda. Make sure you get great deals today. You can click that QR code, and we'll pop that in and out throughout the entire show. But we have grown since last year, and it's an amazing testament to Julinda, all the things that you are and all the things that you do as well. So thank you.
Thank you for, just us collaborating, believing in one another, and just that's what partnership and unity and community is all about. And regarding Olipop, I want to say I love that root beer. Okay, it tastes so sweet.
They got good stuff. So again, it'll keep flashing in there. Use that QR code. It's important. It is very important. This stuff, Jalinda and I, just it's deeper than just that we like it. So we're not gonna just tell you we like it. I want
Yes,
you all to go try it and experience it as well. So it'll keep showing up throughout the course of this summit.
yes, and please let us know what's your favorite flavor. Someone told me that they love grape, so
Hey, grape is good, but I'm with you on the root beer thing though. Like that one's nice. Strawberry is also good too.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
and
It's not
it's
too much
healthy.
to
Like
tell
do your
them.
homework on it, but I promise you, we're not just telling it because we want to peddle this stuff off.
It's so
It's really
crazy.
good. So just make sure you tap into that.
Yes. So what has been going on with you? I haven't seen you.
You know what? Life is great in terms of being busy, but also doing everything I can to be able to pour into the mission that we have when it comes to just overall. That's why I don't look at Speak for Impact, and people can make sure y'all go ahead link below to book Julinda LeDee 71 at Gmail and speak dash for impact for dash impact.com is the place to go check out our website. But beyond that, Jalinda, it's just pushing forward. Like, hopefully, there is enough people who can really, really just kind of tap into like energy and feel like, you know what, I'm trying to be my best self and I'm inspired by the things that these people are doing because it looks like they're happy with what they do. And I
Yeah.
am. I love what I'm doing. I just hope that stuff can radiate and
Yes,
everybody
yes.
can literally be inspired by it.
And that's what Speak for Impact is all about. Everyone just knowing the value they bring, knowing that they are enough, and knowing that they are born with natural talents. And, I was speaking to a class last week, so I was booked, and I have a booking coming up. So I let everyone know thyself, know yourself better than you know your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your children, right? You have to know what you like, know what you dislike, know the things that interest you, know what your boundaries are, right? So everyone just really needs to focus on themselves as individuals. So collectively, when we come together, we're strong, right? Because individually, if you're weak, then how can we be strong together?
Yeah.
So again, Speak for Impact is about reigniting what's in you. I always tell people, I'm not the fire. You already have the fire. I'm just there to help reignite it, help get it going, because you have so many gifts and talents out there. And, I'm all for entrepreneurship. So I have my third mixer coming up on this Tuesday, and it's been amazing. I've been meeting folks that have different types of businesses, whether it's dance, health and wellness, jewelry making. I met some guy, he's making his own kind of like Airbnb app, where to find that rental. Whatever that location is for you. Two bankers showed up at my last event.
Hey, okay. All right. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
All
So that
right.
was kind of dope. So yeah, so just seeing where we could get opportunities. So I gave them an assignment. I was like, can you help us find a building? We're interested in doing a co-op, right? So again, the different folks who are entering the circle, right, where we're all like-minded, we're trying to support each other on our individual journeys because collectively we're stronger. And we need to be strong in so many areas in our lives. And
But
I
Julinda, here's what you said about that. Just interacting and meeting with folks, because I feel like a lot of people kind of miss it. It's not just you were just gonna meet, shake hands, exchange whatever, and then keep it moving. You said you gave people assignments like, hey, can you, because you're in this field, see if you can be able to look into that for me. So you're setting an expectation that I feel like a lot of people miss, not just women, but just people in general, in terms of like not just boundaries but also, you know what, expectations. Like I expect you got a thriving business or you have an up and coming business. I would love to see more from you. And
yes,
I have a vision on top. Like, you know what? Maybe we can play this. Like we have a station here or we had a summit. Let's see what we can be able to get out of each other so we can continue to grow. And that's amazing.
yes, it has been. So I even love that you said that about assignment because I actually did. I gave them all an assignment after our first meeting. I checked in with them. I sent them an email. I asked them to market their business and show us how they market it. And then I asked them to what step were they moving forward that they could share with the group. And so that made people accountable, especially if they wanted to show up at the next event. And so we need those accountability partners because in this group, what I love, we all do something different, but it's a place to be safe and honest because some people were stagnant in their business. Some people just need a little bit support. Some people wanted to be around that environment where that type of conversation is allowed and accepted and understood because being an entrepreneur sometimes you feel bipolar,
Right.
sometimes you're feeling up and excited and the next minute you're like, oh, am I really doing the right thing? So again, money it fluctuates, right? One minute you're making that one month you made 10,000, 5,000, and the next month it's like, ooh, what is this, right? So you need that support system, of like people who really understand. It's kind of like a parenting group, right? How all the parents get together, they understand,
Facts.
right? They're all going through something. And it's
Facts.
the same thing with entrepreneurs. We're in a safe space. We drink, we laugh, we eat, and we're able to present, be professional, be respectful, and to check on one another. So for me, I'm glad I've done it, and I'm looking forward to our upcoming meeting.
Well, that's gonna be amazing. And I would just, just in general, just from the stuff that you say, I'm very curious to know. I'm not nosy, I'm curious. There's a difference. So I'm just putting that out there for the people as well. But also, Julinda, you and I were talking before we went live. What is it? National Women's Month or something like that, right?
Yes, Women's History Month, Women's International Month, all
All right,
that.
you got to help me out and school me because there's always like different national days or months or something like that. So, um, what do you feel like when it comes to like, people say, you know what, hey, this month is National Women's Month. Like, what does that mean to you, actually?
What does it mean to me? That's a very good question, Charles.
Hey, what I
What does
do.
that mean to me? I would have to say what one thing I do appreciate about Women's History Month is that people are highlighting women that we normally don't hear about, especially from our past. Even myself, in the last few years, we talk about women's inventions, we talk about women's entrepreneurship, right? And I'm going to highlight my Black women. I don't know everyone's name. I don't know when it was invented, but I do know a Black woman was involved. So like the Black woman created the sanitary napkin, right? I'm sure most women and men can appreciate that sanitary napkin. But
Amen to
a
that.
Black woman, created that, right? So y'all go Google it if you don't know, right? We have what the Black woman, what she created, what GPS, right? So the
Hmm.
very first GPS. So we get to acknowledge things that we use every single day. And I know the stoplight was created by a Black man, but
Right.
there's things that we use every single day that we don't acknowledge the history behind it. As simple as our comb and our brush, right? It has just so many African ancestry roots and history to that. So again, we get to highlight women. I know myself personally, I love to spotlight women in business. I sent someone a surprise just because Venmo love offering, right? Because it's a woman I know. She does things in the community. It wasn't a lot, but she was on my heart, and I felt compelled just to send that Venmo, right? And
Yeah.
so she's probably wondering, like, why did she send this to me? I haven't even talked to her in months, but I haven't forgotten what women do, not only for me personally, but just for our community in general. So that's what it means to me, is spotlighting women who are giving and who are not always recognized, and even to our plights and our struggles because of the man.
I think the the thing that impresses me the most when you think about it is because you don't have to have a daughter to understand or appreciate, or a mom, for the most part, to really understand the impact women have. And I think
Mhm.
it's overlooked for the obvious reason. It's male dominated, it's dumb. It doesn't make any damn sense to me. But here we are, and I think it's very important for us to be able to keep putting that in there because I feel like there's a ton of history with a lot of things that women have done to keep this world moving.
Yes.
And there's a lot of inventors, women inventors, who have done more than what people are acknowledging. There's a lot of women musicians, journalists,
Mhm.
teachers, educators, so on and so forth, that has done so much to mold and shape men as well as the world. And I think it's important that we recognize that. So we have a opportunity because the blessing about computers and online and Google is you can be able to search this shit. This is not hard to find. So if
Right.
you really and truly is like, you know what, this is the day, instead of just acknowledging it, go find some history. You can probably spend a little bit of time throughout the day or a day, which won't take long for you to find out, oh, I didn't even know she invented that. Like you said about the
Mhm.
woman with the GPS. Didn't know that. I looked that up. What was it, last week or two? And I'm like, damn, you
Yeah.
go, girl. Listen, that's important. And I think that if we keep acknowledging this, we're not going to be so inundated in that system that we're stuck in, that we can be able to have our own free mind to talk about what we need to and acknowledge who we need to acknowledge. And if it's Women's History Month, then go find some.
Most definitely. It's interesting because I know, when I was speaking to the students, I said I am your Women's History Month.
Hey, facts.
And
Facts.
then there was a young man. He asked if there was going to be homework, and I said yes. I'm going to give you life homework.
Facts.
Yes, because I'm speaking about life skills. Where you at, honey? Where are you at in your life? Are you around the right circle? Are you around the right influences? And just what you spoke about, are you looking up the right things? I had to call some young man out. I said, "What are you looking at on your computer?" And he says, "I'm looking for a job." And I said, "Are you really looking for a job?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm on Indeed." And I said, "Okay, what kind of job are you looking for?" He goes, "I don't know any job." I said, "Okay, well, what are your skills?" He goes, "I don't know." I said, "Okay, you need to go down to the employment center and the other buildings so you can get assistance, because obviously you don't even know where to start.
Right.
But luckily, you have me here in your classroom today for Women's History Month, and I'm gonna give you some jewels, right? I'm gonna give you a place to go, a resource, right? Because we need to know about resources,
Hmm.
and they are going to help guide you, help you with your resume, and help you find that employer that aligns with your skill set.
See, that's nice. And not only that, you led somebody there. And again, people go look her up. Jalinda is literally woman's history in motion. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not she's not hard to find. Go look up her resume. You'll see literally from visual to everything else that comes with it. So it to me is cool. It's exciting. It should be like, you know what? I need to learn more about these women that dealt with a lot. I'm a journalist, so I always go tap in and appreciate women journalists for the things
Mhm.
that they have done and accomplished and the stuff that's going on right now that gets overlooked by men and others
Yeah.
because it's a random choice that they make. But I'm we here we should lift up all these people who have literally changed lives, and I think a lot of the women out there have done that as well.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, we had that ugly word conversation, politics. Politics get in the way of progress.
Well, it is, but you know what? Even that, like to me, at the end of the day, when it comes to that, like I will quelch that real quick by saying, look, I just want everybody happy. So, whatever side you feel like, and if you choose that somebody's better than somebody, then you know what, damn it, you failed. Because I'm not
Right.
better than anybody. You're not better than anybody. I don't care how much money or status or power or whatever that you have. That don't mean nothing at the end of the day if you're not a good person. Because if you are, it's gonna be known, it's gonna be shown. If you're not, it's also gonna be known and gonna be shown, and people are not gonna, hey, it is what it is. But I could stop that real quick. You know what? I don't care. It's you could do that. You could do that if you want to. But again, if we gonna go politics, let's shout out our women in politics right now
Yeah.
who's trying, doing,
Mhm.
active, trying to be able to help men and women out. Like, come on, come
Yeah.
on. Don't let it get to the point. You can easily say, and Jalinda, co-sign this with me if you want, but you could tell when somebody's really trying to help you. If there's a woman politician out there really just putting feet to the ground, trying to be proactive, doing the best she can, she may not get the results she needs, but her results is inspiring other people to be able to do more with what they got.
Yes.
And I think they should be applauded as well.
Yes. And that's in all levels, your local level, your state and federal level,
Yep.
because I know we have a lot of women here in the Bay Area who are doing things at that grassroots level, whether it's educating our children, in that Afrocentric educational curriculum, whether it's offering our young folks guidance in school. So we have so many folks at the grassroots level who are doing things, and even that can become political. So I know one thing that kind of even, I know I want to be all positive, but there's a couple things that have been bothering me, Charles.
Tell it. Tell it. Tell it. Tell it.
I've been going through something, just even politics in the workplace. How many of us are the only Black person, the only Black male, or the only Black female, and we are truly the minority. There might be one or two others, but we're treated differently, right? That's politics, and that's rooted in the foundation of our society, unfortunately, with rooted within, the Constitution. And what happens is, we believe the hype, on so many different things, right? And we buy into these negative stereotypes where we start to believe that about ourselves and about our own people. So there's just so many things regarding when I mention politics. I'm just thinking so many different things, the haves, the have-nots, big things or small things that are going on with you at work. I mentioned to you, I was watching another show. It was Black women talking about how Black women are trying to survive in the workplace, and they don't even befriend one another because they don't even know who to trust when it's even
Right.
just one other Black person. So, it's like, oh, do we talk to each other? Are we going to be pigeonholed again into another box by, by our peers, by our colleagues, our counterparts? So there's just so much that is going on, just within society. And sometimes I hate being, really awakened by living in all these little false narratives, and so many things are about lies and manipulation, just for certain folks to get ahead and certain folks to get left behind, but it's all by design. So I don't know, it's some spiritual thing going on. I don't know, but I'm trying to just figure Jalinda out right now.
Right. But Jalinda, here's where I feel like it's necessary for you to continue to stay awakened, because you see what a lot of other people don't see, or maybe they do see it and they're just testing you to see if you see it, and if you get what I mean. And I'm saying that it may be long-winded or the long way of saying what I'm saying, but I think it's important for us to be able to keep an eye out on those people,
Okay.
not just out there everywhere, but just in general. I study people. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but your effort, your mannerisms, how you treat other people when they don't, when you're doing something or not doing something for somebody, and you're not, and good and well, you know what, I can't get nothing out of this person, be it if it's financial or whatever. I just want to do it because I just want to help move things along or whatever the case may be. If you do that, okay, there's characteristics about who this person is that's winning to me, because they don't have no horse in the race, but they just want to try. They just want to help somebody. And that's clear. That's full transparency. That is literally comprehending what the conversation or whatever it is that it's about. Or general, just, you know what? I just want to see you win. I'm not getting nothing out of this from you, young lady, but I just want to see you win. And that's the joy that I feel like most people should have when they pour into each other. And I tell this stuff
You
to
have
people
some
all
high standards, Charles. Ain't a whole lot of good people in the world.
I
That's why we
but
at where
but
we
see,
at.
that's where the rarity comes in. And that's why when you meet those people, then you could tell this, you could separate yourself from the ones that are like, I'm talking to one, right? But her over there or him over there or them up the street or down the street or whatever, they're not like that. So they
Right.
can't be a part of the journey, but they're still around you to the point where I just feel like it's important to share that. And then even with the women out there that is struggling in the workplace, because to me, we have to dial it back. There's so many different layers to this when it comes to that. There's men out there that may feel threatened. They may feel like,
Hmm.
you know what, oh, she's too much of a boss for me to be able to
Hmm.
kind of move forward. So I can't communicate with her right, because
Right.
you know what, I feel intimidated. And that's male insecurities to
Okay.
the dissension of why things are the way it is. And Julinda, you know what I'm talking about. You
I
know how
know.
it
So
is.
I'm just thinking of so many things. I'm listening to you. One of my mentors in the community, she's a successful executive director and she runs a community center. And I had this conversation with her a couple years ago when I started feeling it. And she said, Jalinda, basically you went from a pet to a threat. And I'm like,
Whoa,
what?
whoa, 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 whoa,
And
whoa,
she let me
whoa.
know that this was a thing. They'll pour into you because, like, while I was on my journey, I had folks buying me my books while I was in college, getting me tutoring services, even buying me gifts for encouragement for an A grade. And then once I got my master's degree, or I should say, once I received or earned my master's degree, I still do my ebonics, but whatever. Once I got my master's degree, I was still like, okay, where's my supporters at? And it just went skirt, right? Because I was ready to reach that next, economical level, right? And they just don't want a sister at those levels. So it's pretty interesting learning that I went from a pet, I was cute and I was adorable. Now I'm not cute and adorable now.
That is
That's what.
wild though. And to me, that is probably so profound with this whole thing. A pet to a threat. And I think that most people, and again, there's certain amount of, you know what, I can only tolerate this until my power's being jeopardized or compromised or whatever the case may be. So, oh my God, Jolinda's, oh, she's too educated now. Holy shit. Like, oh my God, she's too self-aware. What the fuck? Like, what is
Yeah.
this to the point where, oh my, now I feel like, oh God, like now I got to challenge her. So I'm going to make life for her as hellish as possible. And I think that's where you see problems with other people when they
You know
become,
what? I mean, there's a couple things I'm going to say to that because I would say insecure people are dangerous because
yeah,
insecure people, they will sabotage you. They will withhold information.
yeah,
They will fabricate. They will deny you opportunity. So again, they want to slander your name. And so
yeah,
all that to me, is demonic, a demonic spirit. That's demonic behavior. When you just want to see someone fall or fail, there is something deeply going on with you there, right? And that's where you might, need to seek some therapy or seek some type of healing. Because I realize too, there's a lot of unhealed people out there, and they project that on other folks. So again, we just really need to find our healing. Seek it out because many of us have been hurt. We walk around with hurts and pains from when we was 5 years old. So, we have to, I think you owe that to yourself.
no doubt.
You owe that to yourself to give yourself the best. And part of being the best is seeking healing. Because once you find healing, your life is going to improve in all the areas of your life. You're going to have healthy relationships. You're going to have a healthy bank account, right? Because you're going to be making wise decisions, not to spend, how to save, how to invest, how to grow. Because once you get that healing, you're going to want to grow in different areas of your
Yeah,
life. You're
yeah.
going to want to eat well. You're going to want to exercise. So there's just so much that comes with healing. It's not just one area of your life, it's every area of your life. And that's why I believe it's a spiritual thing because it's mind, body, and soul. So anyway, I know we have a couple listeners out there. So if you guys want to chime on in, be on camera, hit that link and pop up so we can see your beautiful
Yeah,
faces.
don't be afraid. Like, I mean, this is all communication over here. Like, you can comment. I mean, I know we got a lot of listeners right now, and I appreciate it. Not just on YouTube, but I see a lot on like Facebook Live and Discord and Twitch or whatnot. So just don't be afraid. This is an open forum. Like, you could,
Yes.
I don't know if you have a silhouette drop where you just don't want to see people don't want to see your face, but you could do that and be part of a conversation. Like I said in the comment section, if you are part of the community, your name will be in the drawing for an Amazon $25 gift card, so you can tap in and do that. But Jalinda, what you said is very deep because you're right. There's a lot of hurt people who may not who there's a lot of hurt people who hurt people, but there's a lot of hurt people who literally are in a situation where they don't know that they're subconsciously doing that. As weird as that is, because they may not even be self-aware of their negativity. They just kind of feel
I
like
know. Oh my goodness.
you feel me
This
though? Because they
this happened a couple weeks ago at an event. Someone was talking about God, but they didn't want to say God. They were saying God. And it was an older lady who was talking about it. And then someone else started talking about it, and I chimed in. But
uh-huh.
somebody got defensive in the conversation and they started bringing up their past. And so in my mind, I was like, oh my goodness, they're still hurting inside whatever happened to them years ago because they were bringing it up, about their bad experience. And it kind of got uncomfortable, right? It took like a positive conversation and then it kind of went like, oh my goodness, into people's hurt feelings.
Yeah.
And so that was, I wasn't trying to go there because I don't know, their life's journey. But again, it can just happen with the simplest conversation. And I know people say, avoid speaking about politics or speaking about religion, but you can avoid speaking about anything and people get triggered. I will tell you something funny, and it's not funny. was talking to someone and I said, "Oh, I want to go to this party and I know there's going to be, different people at, there's going to be, athletes and there's going to be coaches and there's going to be some business owners at this event." And someone just took it to the darkest side possible. And I'm not even going to say what they said, but they went straight to the left and we both got quiet. And I was like, "Oh my goodness, you are a joy killer." And they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I have some past issues, da 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 da." But it's like, I'm talking about going to a party, an upscale party, and they just took it to a really dark place. And it's hard having a conversation with some people.
Yeah, no, you're right, because I also feel like when that stuff happens, I just regress. I step back. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I know I just step back because you listen, we've all got layers of trauma. I don't
Yes,
care who you are, what you've done, how you've done it or dealt with it. We all got it. So if you don't recognize that, I got it too. I have it. I
I tell people
carry
what
it.
mines are. I will tell you right now, I will be the one to confess. I have abandonment issues and rejection issues. So I don't know how in the hell I became an entrepreneur. Because I've gotten so many no's and rejection.
I don't even listen. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say with that one though. But but like you, I have stability issues. It's not really like I just want to. I just need a stable place
Mhm.
because in my life I've moved around so many different times, and I have so many different like trauma when it comes to that. I need to be in a safe place.
Yes.
And I don't know how people, well, in my life, I know even with relationships, I would probably like, to me, I always felt like going above and beyond was good, but I know some women didn't look at it like that. They were like, oh, you're doing extra or you're doing too much, as weird
Well,
as it
Charles,
is.
we already know you don't make good judgment issues when it comes to women.
Whoa. We chose each other, so stop that, Julinda. Anyways. But I feel you though. I feel you though. Hey, at the end of the
You
day,
be believing too much.
but you're right. But that's part of how I deal with
Keep
it,
hope
right?
alive.
You stupid. If y'all don't know
It's
the
all
inside joke,
Charles,
too
y'all.
bad. But I'm just saying, like,
He gonna believe
but
in
she
you.
right though. But she right. Like, even to this day, I still make bad choices. And I think out of people, like, she's the one that's going. She'll give you that. She'll give you that. I want to talk to you like my sister and my auntie and my mama at the same time. Like, she'll say certain tones in her voice. She'll be like, and I'm like, okay, I got to stand up straight so I can listen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's her. But
You're
I
so
still
funny.
carry that in pieces, but I acknowledge it though. But also deeper than that, I'm still like it might take the rest of my life to figure it out. But I'm trying every day to take these steps. And I'm trying
Mhm.
every day to make sure that whatever insecurities that I have or need to deal with, whatever the case may be, I'm transparent. And I think that's the biggest thing that some people are. They'll keep that mask on like all day, all the time.
You're so
But
funny. So let me tell you, you're just like the different things you're talking about. I just was going through some of that. So I told you I was having some challenges in the workplace. I just felt like, I haven't been treated fairly. I felt like I've been treated differently. And I partly feel like that maybe because I'm Black. I don't know, because I'm beautiful, because I'm intelligent. I don't know. I mean, you tell me. But I was feeling really vulnerable, right? And I was telling my girlfriend, she called to check on me, so I appreciate that. I said, "Girl, I feel like someone just pulled the rug from underneath me, right?" But I was so down. I started looking up the word vulnerability. I was like, "Is this
oh
okay
God.
to feel like this?"
Oh my God. Oh Lord. Okay. And what
And
did you find out, Belinda? What did you find out?
okay, so it is okay because it rebalances you, right? And you have to digress. You have to let go of these emotions. You have to cry. You have to let it out so you can what is it called? Rebalance, reset, whatever
Okay.
it is,
Repurpose,
refine,
whatever. Yeah, realign.
realign, whatever it is, get it back
Yeah,
together.
yeah. Whatever it is, it has
Regulate
re in it.
yourself.
It has re.
So yeah, I was going through that because I was like, I don't like feeling this way. I want to be a strong black woman. But
Doesn't it
you
feel
know what?
weird when you don't have situations like that you can't control? And I'm not saying you're a control freak or I am, but when those moments happen where like there's certain emotional outbursts or certain things that you have going on, God damn, I can't control that. I'm just gonna let it be. But sometimes it gets a little frustrating. But I'm sorry, continue. I just
Oh
want to
no,
throw
I
that
was
out.
again what you're saying. Like I just what you just said. Not I'm not a control freak. I know that, but sometimes I can get caught up in I. Like, how can I fix this?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
can I contribute? How can I make it better? How can I make you feel better? Right? Like I have that much power and control. We do not have that much power and control over anyone, let alone, ourselves sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, with my faith, I have confessed that I am a believer, I'm a Christian, but I just feel like the Lord wanted me to lean on him. I felt weak, but I went to a positive place in my faith and in my prayers. And I just poured myself out and I didn't comb my hair for 2 days. And I was like, am I depressed? Am I supposed to feel this way? Like, I was trying to honestly figure it out, and I even talked to my son about it. And he's like, Mom, it's okay to relax. It's okay, you know, um, to be in that place. And I even appreciated him confirming that for me. But I also knew that this wasn't like a depression where I'm going to be out of it for like weeks or months. I was just in a place that I needed to just surrender my feelings and surrender that this is bigger than me. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
create the situation, so there's probably no way I can fix the situation. So with that being said, that what I consider like spiritual maturity, even recognizing that and just being able to pick myself up and just go about it. Because one thing that I loved about while I was in this low place, people were still hitting me up saying, oh, can you hook me up with this person? Can you give me a referral? What was that information you gave me about the housing? So I felt like, even though I was in this low place, I would come out of it, to give that person that positive message or give them that resource or give them that information or spread that positive word. So I do know, like you were talking about, I don't have any agenda, it's just pure, it's love, it's something that I've been gifted with joy. And I'm grateful for that. I hate when I get into these low places because it feels
It's
uncomfortable and
hard
I
to
don't
get
want to
out
stay
of, but also it's understanding. But see, here's the win with you, Julinda. The fact that you acknowledge it though is great. There's some people who hit a wall and they're just like, I didn't hit that wall. Yes, you did. I just saw you hit that wall right there. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And then they just keep moving on and stuff like that. But I think, this is Women's Summit. So I just want to throw that out there to the women and for the men to pay attention as well. A lot of people tend to like compartmentalize stuff. Like a lot of people just, I'm just going to suppress it and I'm going to just let it be what it is. And whatever happens, happens, and if that's your choice and if you really and truly want to do that, I'm not going to tell you to change. But if you want to change,
Mhm.
meaning like you want to get out of that rut, or if you are trying to find a greater path than the path that you are on right now, then you have to. You can't compartmentalize the stuff that's going on that is
Mhm.
making you feel like you're less than. Because if you start doing that, then you're going to continue that suppression for years on end without acknowledging that, you know what, I need support. I need to get
Mhm.
out there. I need to be my best self. So, Jalinda, with your situation, and I'm not trying to diagnose nothing, but when you said that earlier, when you said that, look, you know what, I'm this way, so I don't know how I got to be a business owner. That's your way of saying that, you know what, I'm going to challenge myself because being a business owner, I have to do something that's outside of my element. I
Yeah.
have to be uncomfortable. I have to do the things that I need to in order for me to get myself not just up, but up higher so I can then inspire other people to do that. That's why if you're a talker and you're one of those kind of people who do, that's your profession. There's levels to that. So you're subconsciously challenging yourself to do more just by that. But I'm just telling the people out there, it's important, especially if you want change. If you want change,
Yeah.
make yourself uncomfortable all day, every
Yeah.
day, and
Yes.
pick those moments of clarity in what you got to do. Because I've met so many great people who does great things but fall flat in the real core things in life because they don't challenge themselves. They don't want to feel uncomfortable. They want to stay in this cocoon and not get out and be that butterfly that they are best being. And you
Hmm.
see it. You probably see it more than them. But
Yes.
that's the sad part because other people don't. Like, I dare somebody to tell me I'm not happy. Fuck
You
yeah,
so
I'm happy.
crazy.
And I'm always gonna be happy. And I'm not gonna let nothing. I tell this to my daughter, I'm not gonna let nobody dictate my happiness. I promise you. I'm
No,
gonna be
you
happy
can't.
regardless.
I have a presentation. It's called You Set Your Destiny, because that's a lot of power to give anyone anyway, and when I talk to the different groups, whether it's a college group or just, a motivational session, that's why I said it's important to know yourself. And when you know yourself, you know what your boundaries are. Like I asked a couple college students, I said, and I could even ask you, are you going to give your password out to your phone? If you're dating someone, are you going to give them the password out to your email address, right? So again, that's a lot of trust when you give someone that, but it's also a boundary if you say no, right? So
Mhm.
whatever we go through in life, know who you are, know how much you can give, know how much you can pull back, and feel okay about that because you set your destiny. It's your life. You only get one. And I am 55 now, so I consider myself, my golden years. So yeah, I know I may not look it, but yeah,
I no, you
but
don't.
but I'm still growing and I'm still learning. And that is our job, to continue to grow and learn. And I say this because a woman in a classroom that I was just talking with, she asked me, she goes, "How do I learn about investments? How do I learn about real estate? How do I learn about the things that you're speaking about?" And it's like, okay, it's your circle. If
Mhm.
your circle is not pouring into you, then you need to change the people you're around. And
Yep.
so I'm going to give you a funny joke that I mentioned to them. So a friend of mine, he has a friend who has a landscaping, not a landscaping, a cleaning business. And I was promoting that business for a minute. So anyway, one of my associates contacted me and wants to hire this person, but they're not answering their phone.
Mhm.
So she contacts me and says, "Julinda, is this person still in business? I want to hire them." And so I asked my friend who I got the information from, and he says, "I don't know." And I says, "But you guys still talk to each other. How do you not know he's in business?" He goes, "We don't talk about that." And I thought that, and I was thinking, like, they're old, like they're like older than me. And I'm thinking, like, what are you guys talking about? If you're not talking about getting money,
Yeah.
investing money, getting property, expanding your business, how to retire comfortably, what the hell are you talking about? What type of
Yeah.
conversations are you having with your circle? Are you
Right.
getting your credit together? Are you getting loans? What are you doing? Are you planning vacations? What are you doing? Because a lot of these folks are like squandering their time, squandering their life. They talk about what they're going to do, they're not doing anything. So it's very fascinating. And you know me, my patience is short. So if you got an ugly spirit, I'm gonna leave you alone. You don't have to tell me twice. And if you're over here just filling my head with your false dreams and fabrications, I don't have the patience for that either. So I even had to tell somebody, they called me the other day, Charles. Oh my goodness. Someone called me and they called and they emailed. They said they needed motivational speaking services, they needed coaching. And I was like, "Okay, what do you need?" Oh my goodness, Charles. They trauma dumped on me.
Oh, oh
They
no.
dumped on me for like a good 5 minutes. So I realized it was something serious. So
Okay.
I say to them, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a mental health counselor. I provide motivational speaking services and I offer coaching services.
Hmm.
And they're like, oh no, I'm not asking you to be my, therapist. And in my mind, I was thinking, like, are you sure?
Yeah,
And
for
so
real.
anyway, I asked them to give me one or two things that they wanted to work on. And so one of the things um, was challenging for this person. They wanted to be able to access the money to their bank account, and they couldn't figure out how to do that.
Mm.
So I gave them the task that that is one of the things that they need to do, and I will be their accountability partner. And I'm giving them more time than needed, but just for our sake, I'm giving them 7 days. So I will
Okay.
check back in with them in 7 days to see if they've re- gotten access to their bank account so they can retrieve their funds.
Okay.
But again, not everyone needs motivational speaking or coaching services. Sometimes you need to go through your healing process first. And, I'm not trying to deny anyone's services, but I am respectful and I am honest and I am sincere. And I wouldn't just take someone's, money because they feel like this is what they need. I would be honest with them because there is a difference. And I say this because some people want to tell me their story. Some
Right.
people want to give me a little bit more than what I'm there for. And I have to like remind them, like, you know what, I'm really, a speaker and a coach, not
Yeah,
so.
but the fact that you were honest about their energy, their delivery, everything else should be a great start for whoever that is to just be like, you know what? I got to figure this shit out. Like honestly, this is something. And but you're so on point because when I felt like I was ready for therapy, I had to go through my shit in order for me to just be like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. So being ready doesn't mean like, oh, okay, I got a problem, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get my problems here. Not knowing that, you know what, I gotta put in the work, and that work
Hmm.
is me. It's on me to be able
Yes.
to do it. It's not on the therapist because you can't start from scratch with them. You kind of have to have an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna lay it all out on the table, and you haven't even done it with yourself already. That's
Hmm.
weird. So you got to
Yeah.
do it with you first in order for you to be able to get that moving. And I think it's important. And as many listeners as we have right now, and I appreciate the people that is, I need y'all to do something though. I need you all to really realize this, and even the people will run this back later. I need all to currently look at your circle right now. Julinda said this earlier.
Hmm.
Look at it right now. Who's in your
Yes.
circle? Who's in your circle right now that is pouring into you?
Yes.
Who?
And I'm going to take it further. Look at the last 5 people that you have text or talk with in your phone, even email. Who are those last 5 people? And what type of conversations are you having? Are they productive? Are they helping both of you? Are they elevating you? Are they leading you forward? And I say this because people will contact you for different things. And some people will contact you to trauma dump on you because I know
Facts.
some amazing women out there who are kind, who are loving, and who are patient. And they take a lot from a lot of people. And that could be family, that could be people at work, and that could even be your volunteer community, right? Putting a lot
Yep.
of pressure on you. So, again, ladies out there, know thyself, because when you know that you're a kind, compassionate, empathetic person, people will take advantage of you. So
Facts.
again, love yourself, have that self-care, reset, realign, whatever it is that you need to take for yourself. Because this empowerment session, it's about you. It's about like how we can support one another as community because we're all looking to grow. That's why we're on this channel, Speak for Impact and Next
Facts.
Legacy, right? We're all about elevation and how we can take it to the next level. And that's the circles that I like to be in. Something that's positive, something that's uplifting, something that's sincere. I'm not really too good on the superficial thing. I get real quiet because I
Yeah.
don't know what to
Weird.
do if I'm not allowed to be my, joyous self. But I want to be around folks that I can learn from, folks that will inspire me, and where we can do the same for one another. And I think that's really important as we get older. We're not kids anymore. We're not competing about, who has what on. I mean, some people may, but Lord knows I shop at the discount store, so I can't compete
Hey,
against nothing.
and I will be that billionaire that will still do that shit too, because I will be fine being where I'm most comfortable being, because all that extra stuff that a lot of listen, I'm bougie as well, trust me. But I'm very, very simple. And to me, it's your comfort zone. It's about what it is that you want to do. I love women like that, like you, who are just strong, who have no filters, who are their best self, and who are confident, not confident on the low. Like, to
Right,
me, you'll know who that is and what that looks like. Like, you're confident on the circle, but you're balancing, you're trying to figure out who you are on the inside. Or you're
mhm,
just one of those people who are just going with the flow. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be cool too because that person over there is cool. So I'm gonna be this. And then you go back and you just be weird. Like, to me, that don't make no sense. Like, you have to figure it out. And to what we were saying about your circle, I asked that question. How many people are there really pouring into you? You need to
mhm.
figure that out. And Jalinda said it, text message. What are you guys talking about? If y'all not
Right,
talking about moving and lifting each other up, then you know what? Wrong answer, wrong
right,
number. I have chopped off so many different phone numbers because they're not doing that. So why would I do that for them? It doesn't
right,
make any sense. And women out
right.
there, trust me, coming from a guy, if you're somebody like her, Jalinda, and if you are that person as well who are self-confident, motivated, slightly like, I'm still trying to figure it out, but you know what? God is good. I got this. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be
Yeah,
fine. But you have to put that work in though. You can't come in thinking that you're going to be comfortable. You have to be uncomfortable. You
yeah,
have to live that way. And uncomfortable is not a bad thing. It's not,
no,
especially if you have more to do for yourself. If
yeah,
you're really still trying to figure it out, that's start number one. And I always tell this to people. And Jalinda, I think when you and I were talking heavy over the years, I told you, like, look, at the end of the day, I told myself, look, I got 21 straight days of pouring in myself, cut people out, do what I got to do, figure it out. And
hmm,
all of that changed my life. And I tell people the same thing. And I had, a couple of people in general who did that, but then they stopped before that
hmm.
21 days hit. And I'm like, why?
Well, I did it. I went through my phone and I just deleted folks who didn't get back to me. And I can
Yeah, I
say,
did
like,
too.
like I said, I was in a slump last week and I've been kind of going through, my own little challenges. But I'm amazed at, if I look in my phone, it was like, how are you doing? I'm calling to check on you. Do you want to go on a hike? Do you want to go to a golf tournament? One person was like, can I book you? My group is looking forward to you. So, like, these last messages have been amazing. Even the ones that are uncomfortable. I want to give a shout out to Sharinda out there. She's challenging me. She runs her own school and it supports youth. I think it's like middle school, high school, but she works with the babies and it's an Afrocentric style. And she challenged me. She was like, you want to come in, work with the youth? We could do a positive affirmation. And I was like, well, how old is this youth? And she was saying
Hey,
kinder
hey,
to second grade. And I'm going to tell you the honest truth. Like, I am scared. I am nervous. I asked my son some advice. He goes, Mom, you raised 3 kids. You raised me. Like, he goes, I use some of the tips you gave me because he works with TK through fifth grade.
yeah.
But I am nervous, but I'm also excited about someone wanting to tap into me, to tap into something that I haven't done before, and to believe in me enough to bring me in and trust that I can possibly do this. So again, it's your circle and always being uncomfortable. Like, I'm excited and I'm nervous and I'm scared, but that's how we should be in life. We should be challenging one another and we should be supportive of one another. So again, it's
Amen.
Women's History Month, y'all. You're some dynamic women and you're doing dynamic things out there in the community. You're educators, you're promoters, you're singers, you're writers, you're designers, you're entrepreneurs. your community members, your mothers, your daughters, your nieces. I mean, I just want to give a shout out to all the women and just to tell you, you are enough where you are. You are enough, and know that you are enough, and believe in yourself, and know that you are amazing in your own right, that you have purpose and that you have meaning. And everything that you're going through in life, it is to refine you. It is to make you a better person, not only for right now, but for the woman you are becoming and the influence that you will have on our future children and our future world. So, women, I want to remind you that you are amazing, that you are enough, you are worthy of respect, you are worthy of boundaries, you are worthy of loving yourself and providing that love and that self care that you need. Because, women, you give so much. And I know many of your cups, if are not halfway empty, are almost empty. And I know some days you feel depleted, but give yourself that opportunity to heal, to cry, to walk in the sunshine, to feel the sand in your toes, whatever it is that you need. I'm just asking you to know that you are enough where you are at in your life, and so much more is coming your way because of the loving person that you are. So I want to say happy Women's History Month to you because you are love.
Hey, that's heavy. Um, I will not only second that, but I will also direct that towards you as well. Everything that you said to women out there right now, I am going to reflect that to you because Jalinda, you are enough. You do everything you possibly can, no matter what the situation is, to keep that level head moving in right directions for other people to be able to be better themselves, no matter what's going on, flaws and all, or insecurities or sadness or joy or whatever the case may be. Jalinda, you are enough for all the things that you do and still want to do. And that's why it's easy to pour into you and go through the day to day in your honor, because it is an honor and a privilege to be able to work beside you. But deeper than that, you are destined to do more than what you're doing right now. It's just the steps that we got to take to get there.
Yeah.
So if you're able and capable of being more, look at this woman and her example for the things that she's done when other people probably say, you know what, hey, you know what, she's not gonna get that degree. Oh, she's not gonna da, 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 da. You could do everything because examples are set here. And I think it's important. And I think people need to just celebrate people when it's all said and done. And and the ones who's not, you know what, we're gonna pray for you though. And we're gonna hope that you find the strength that you can in order for you to be your best self.
Yeah.
But Jalinda, everything that you said to the women out there, do more, be more, but also thank you for continue to keep pushing and trying to be your best self, because I see you. It may not all materialize, but I see the effort. And I feel like effort goes a long
It
way
does.
when you
It
really
does.
it goes a long way.
Showing up,
Because if you
just show up, y'all, because if you show up, you're going to be fed, you're going to be able
that's
to
it.
give, you're going to receive opportunity. I tell the students, show up for class, you're going to get something out of it. Show up to that event, show up to that webinar. And I did a challenge a while back. If anyone wants to offer you anything that's going to uplift your life from a loving space, from a loving place in their heart, I challenge you to say yes. If someone offers you to go to church, say yes. If someone offers to take you to dinner, say yes. If someone offers to take you on vacation, say yes. If someone offers to give you an opportunity that you couldn't even imagine, say yes. This is your time to believe in yourself. And again, knowing that you are enough and you are worthy of that yes, because someone wants to give you something and we don't want to stop other people's blessings, right? So we have to receive blessings just like we give blessings. So again, ladies, I challenge you to love yourself, to care for yourself, and to be vulnerable. Like I said, I was looking it up. I was in that dark place, but it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to refill your cup. It's okay to replenish. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to take that time. So, ladies, I just remind you just to love yourself. Self-care is everything. Because if you can't care for yourself, you can't care for anyone else.
Can also add, just consistently do that. Don't do it every other day. Do it consistently. Pour into yourself consistently every single
Yeah.
day. Because if you do it for 21 days straight in a row, 30 days straight in a row, whatever, you're going to discover so many things about who you are and fall in love with yourself again.
Mm.
So
I love that,
vitally.
Charles. Fall in love with yourself again. And I love that
Yeah.
because many of us have never fallen in love with ourselves. So
Facts.
that's another topic, but we'll talk about that later on. I know our time is running out. So we'll go ahead and close out. You got something good to say to these beautiful people out here?
Well, I will add, throughout the show, our sponsors. So Olipop, want to make sure y'all go ahead and tap in that, scan the QR code as well. Also, make sure you go ahead and scan this QR code. If you want anything booking for your next event, make sure you scan the QR code and or email ledee71@gmail.com as well. Thanks to Julinda, will be emceeing in June 27th. And I'm looking forward to it. So we have a couple of spots available for our
Yeah,
vendors.
3 more spots.
So we need y'all active, and not only that, you're gonna wind up getting a free radio commercial for 3 months on top of that. So scan that QR code for more details. Send that email over to ledee71@gmail.com. And everyone that has listened to this, and I feel like we're almost more than what we have. Be engaged next time. You still could be in the running for all kinds of stuff, but don't be afraid, people. On the next one we do, just tap in and be, come out of your shell, be more, do more. I encourage it.
Yeah.
But I appreciate all y'all for listening and will be listening, and I hope y'all will get something out of
Yes.
this.
Thank you. We'll see you next month.
Speak for Impact is here to uplift and inspire you, for you to set your destiny. Do not let anyone deter you from your life, your choices, and your dreams. It's all about you. Honey, through the humps and the bumps, you'll be all right. Speak for Impact.